The Bell rebound blocked away by Werner.
It's the first week of February, and it's getting down to crunch time for the basketball and hockey teams. Welcome to another edition of Royal Recap. I'm Sports Information Director Dale Eng, bringing you highlights from the last week of Bethel University athletics. In case you haven't noticed, Bethel's women's hoops team has been playing some good basketball lately, and they made that all the more clear with a pair of wins against two of the top teams in the conference last week. First, on Wednesday night, Bethel took on McAllister College, and the two teams changed leads 6 times in the first half. Here, Kristen Walters gives the Royals a 1-point lead with under a minute to go, and Bethel trailed by just 1 at the half. In the second half, the Royals cranked up the offense as they erupted for 43 points, thanks in part to a 3-pointer here by Taylor Sheely to put Bethel up by 8, and then a 3-pointer here by Scotty Motes to go up by 9 with just over 4 minutes to play.
Scotty Motes, a 3!
Shanna Graytek scored 15 points and grabbed 8 rebounds in the win and talked about the game afterward.
I just thought overall we played very good team ball towards the end and stuff. We were using everybody and taking advantage when they would switch, when we'd have guards on the posts and stuff, so that helped out a lot.
Point guard Christy Nye also scored 15 points and had 4 steals.
We put in a great new defense. They couldn't handle it and we confused them a lot. And I really wanted to get this win. It was a tough, hard game for us earlier in the season, and we just wanted to come out and show who we really are.
Then last Saturday, Bethel traveled up to Moorhead to take on the Concordia Cobbers. The last time these two teams met, the Cobbers barely beat the Royals 72-70 in a double overtime game at the Robertson Center. Saturday's game was no less thrilling, but first, the Royals would have to overcome a 13-point first-half deficit. Once again, it was Taylor Sheely providing some spark as she hit this shot just before the end of the first half. Then Bethel scored the first 9 points of the second half, thanks to a pair of buckets by Scotty Motes in the paint, and then this steal and layup by Christy Nye to get the Royals within 2. Now we've got ourselves a ball game. Unfortunately, the momentum went right back over to the Cobbers as they went on an 8-point run of their own, pushing their lead back out to 10, only for Bethel to answer and take a 2-point lead with this basket from Motes. Fast forward to the last 2 minutes of play. Taylor Sheely breaks the 8th tie of the game with this bucket to put the Royals up by 2. Then a minute later, Christy Nye gives Bethel a 4-point lead with this shot, and the defense hung on to help the Royals win 50-48. Scotty Motes earned MIAC Co-Player of the Week honors for her efforts, and the win was Bethel's 4th in the last 5 games. Not bad for a team that started out 0-5 in conference play. Bethel has a pair of home games this week. First, they take on Hamlin on Wednesday night before St. Olaf comes to visit on Saturday. Now on to another bunch that's been playing pretty well of late, and that's the men's basketball team. Bethel took on the McAllister Scots on the road last Wednesday, and it didn't take long for the Royals to build a lead that would last for the rest of the game. Here, Chris Vavra scores 2 of his 17 first-half points to put Bethel up by 19, and then Greg Meyer gives the Royals their biggest lead of the night at 26 points with this 3-pointer, and that's all she wrote as Bethel went on to win 80-62. Saturday's game against Concordia proved to be a little tougher, at least through the first half. Here, Greg Meyer ties the game up at 33, and then Rob Lang hit a pair of free throws to give Bethel a 2-point halftime lead. In the second half, Bethel turned on the defense. The Royals allowed just 20 points in the last 22 minutes of game time on their way to winning 70-53. Zach Hurd scored just 4 points, but had 6 steals in the game on Saturday, allowing the Royals to outscore the Cobbers 22-15 off of turnovers. Nate Robertson posted his 5th double-double of the season and his 3rd in a row with 16 points and 13 rebounds, while Chris Vavra led all scorers with 17 points. The Royals have now won 5 of their last 6 games heading into Hamlin on Wednesday before finally returning home to play St. Olaf on Saturday. Moving on to men's hockey, Bethel entered its game against St. Olaf on Friday, looking to build on the momentum of a 14-goal series against St. Mary's the week before. The Olies got the upper hand less than 2 minutes into the game, but the Royals came charging back by scoring 3 unanswered goals to take a 3-1 lead by the end of the period. Here, Zach McGuff ties the game at 1 apiece, and then Jake Kalaja gives Bethel its first lead of the game on a power play as he scores his 10th goal of the season. Jack Paul helped Bethel capitalize on another power play by scoring his 9th goal with just 20 seconds left to play in the first period. The Olies finally answered back midway through the second period, only for Chaz Duraz to put Bethel back out in front by 2 with this goal. After another goal by the Olies early in the third period, Lucas Jorgensen scored his 3rd goal in as many games to give Bethel some breathing room in a 5-3 win.
We moved the puck well. First 2 periods, we came after them hard. We got that early lead. With the 2-goal lead, it's easy to play. Third period, we kind of slumped a little bit there, but we got the win in the end.
The next night, the Royals weren't as fortunate against the Ole's. The two teams alternated goals throughout the game, but it was St. Olaf who scored last in a 4-3 loss for Bethel. Jack Paul, Stephen Hansen, and Corey Grandner all scored for the Royals, who are now 7-5 in the conference going into a bye weekend before taking on St. Thomas on February 12th. On the women's side, the Royals played a thrilling game against St. Olaf on Friday night as Paige Lemieux tied the game with just over 2 minutes to play in regulation, and then Cassie Sullivan scored with just 6 seconds remaining in overtime for a 3-2 win on the road. The following afternoon, the Royals picked up where they left off by getting out to a 2-0 lead against the Ole's. Rachel Gang scored her second goal of the season with the help of Anna Carlson here, and then Biz Huss scores her first collegiate goal, assisted by Sarah Kartak a little over 3 minutes into the second period. But that would be all the Royals would get, as the Ole's scored 3 goals in the span of 6.5 minutes, including 2 power play goals on their way to defeating Bethel 3-2. The Royals are now 5-5 in the conference, entering play with St. Catherine this weekend. In men's track, Jake Quick earned a share of the MIAC Field Athlete of the Week award by earning a provisional mark in the high jump with a leap of 6 feet, 9.5 inches. That's it for this week's edition of Royal Recap. Be sure to join me next week as I'll have more basketball and hockey highlights, as well as some highlights from the Bethel Invitational Indoor Track and Field Meet. In the meantime, be sure to go to athletics.bethel.edu for the latest stories, stats, and schedules. Thanks for watching. I'm Sports Information Director Dale Eng.